my end.
Oh. Well, it's okay. It doesn't bring dishonor on them either. Okay. It's not a dishonor thing. And the stream has started, by the way. That's a note to start on. It's like, oh, so there's no dishonor. Oh, hey, everybody! Dishonor on you, dishonor on your cat. Oh, hi!
Heather, give me a link to the stream. I don't see it yet.
Oh, yeah, sure. Hold on. I'll put that. I'm going to put it in all the Discord things as well. So here, I'll just stick it in here, and you can put it in your group chat, and I'll start sticking it in all the other chats I'm in. That's why
We got Clayton setting off like 3 comments in like the same minute.
Clayton knows. Clayton knows.
That's what he does.
On that note, hi Clayton.
Is the stream going good or no?
Let me actually listen to your audio.
Like, can you guys hear yourselves, or?
I can hear myself. I don't know. Sing some notes or something.
Oh God, what's a song that was in my head today? Sweetie, sing! Oh wait! Cats!
Okay.
I like kitty cats.
Okay, now wait. Now actually stop so I can hear. You're a little. On your end, Heather. Your audio's a little.
Quiet?
Yeah.
Okay, let me.
Say goodbye to the holidays with my magic. I'll erase it.
Okay, I think. How about that? I brought the microphone closer to me.
Alright.
Well, let me see.
Emperor Bowser says hi, Heather.
Hello, everybody. I'm just posting. There it is.
Brandon, keep them entertained for a minute. I'll be right back.
Okay, now I hear you. I was quiet because I was hearing the audio. Is Emperor Bowser anything like just regular Bowser, King Koopa?
Dude, I don't know. Is that a stream question? Because I don't know.
No. Emperor Bowser says hi, and I was wondering, is Emperor Bowser anything like King Bowser?
I don't know. I do not know.
Clayton wants you to sing, Heather.
Gosh, I'm always about the singing with you people.
Singing's nice, if you do it right.
And you assume I've been doing it right. I'm also going the extra mile and putting this on Tumblr.
Arya Diamond came in, says hi. And Arya wants you to sing before Bronny comes back.
It's too late, I'm already here.
Sing!
You sing!
Maybe the sun gave me the power, for I could swim Loch Lomond and be home in half an hour.
Look, is this Chaos and Karaoke? I don't think so, but that's a great name and we need to market Chaos and Karaoke. But this is Chaos and Crocheting.
For I'm all aglow and alive.
Jesus. I'm gonna blow out my speakers. I'm moving this along.
Yeah, in the ears of everybody listening.
We're making a hat today with this very nice metallic-y green yarn today for my older sister whose birthday is next month.
Nice. How old is she gonna be?
I actually don't know. Somewhere in her 30s.
So almost as old as me then.
She's older than you, boy. You're a child.
Nobody's older than me.
You're a child. You have red, rosy cheeks like a baby.
Well, that's because I lean my face on my fist.
Why are both your cheeks red?
Well, is your fist on fire or something?
No, it's just skin-to-skin contact. Generates heat.
Is that
but you
why
wouldn't know about that,
hot?
Brandon, because nobody loves you.
Ronnie!
That's true. That's true.
I'm just joking.
That was malicious.
Um,
I love
God.
you, Brandon.
God, is it me or do my
What are
hips
you-
just look extra thick today? It's the white. White makes you
I don't hear Bronny complain.
you.
So Bucket 5 says two things.
Stop it. Get off my mouse. You're always doing this.
She's a cat.
That he needs you and Bronny to do a duet, and Bronny to start a reading show called Bronny Books.
Brawny books.
Mm-hmm.
I did
Brownie
do
books.
one. Well, no, I've done 2 dramatic readings on my channel.
Where did you get that fireplace for the one that you did?
That was a green screen.
Oh, it looks so real.
Yeah, I definitely got some experience editing green screens on that one because I just did a horrible job lighting it. So I had to go all freaking day on the color correction with that.
Tell me.
What if I started my own?
Guys, we have
Reading
special
show.
guest appearance from the Twitter sensations.
Twitter sensation, good gracious.
Whoa, freaking! That's your biz and shipping. Shipping sensation.
Yep, she's a Twitter sensation, despite the all the negative kafeve.
The negative what now?
The profanity.
The negative kafeve.
The what?
The negative kafeve. You don't know that meme?
No. Memes
No,
are
no.
not my forte. I make a point of it not to be.
Who's the meme queen?
That was
Abby loves
that
this.
was
She will not shut up about memes.
The negative cafe.
yeah, that was early from like I think it was 2017 where and Trump got on Twitter and he's like, I'm doing a great job despite all of the negative, and I guess he tried to say coverage, but it got caught between, like, I'm guessing he just derped with his phone or something, and it got caught between, like, coverage and coffee and came out Capetta.
Oh yeah, I do remember that now. Actually, yes.
Let's see, what do we got going on here?
There's a couple of things.
Aria Diamond says, Bronny, you may be loved, but the cat is getting all the cuddles from Heather at this moment. Okay, sure, whatever.
Oh yeah, everyone remembers those pics I did last night. She's like,
She's like,
cuddles
"No,
are
bitch."
done. I gave all the cuddles. I did my Twitter research.
Yep. Basically, she's like, my time in the spotlight has been served. I'm done.
She keeps going into my chair lately.
But again, cats, they change the place they like to sit.
But that's
I've
my
heard-
chair.
That's why she likes
I've
it.
heard that
Certainly.
she hasn't gone into her bar stool since I've been there.
Yeah, she hasn't.
Apparently I
Cats
ruined the bar
change
stool
up
for
where
her.
they sit.
Wait, what's up with a bar stool now?
Oh, so there was this bar stool that Nike used to sleep in a lot since we moved here. Well, there was that whole phase where she was under the couch, but after that she would go to that bar stool a lot. Then Bronny came, and I think he sat on it or something, and then she like treated it like the plague and didn't sit on it again. And then Bronny like physically put her on there at some point, and she was just like, "Nah, fam, I ain't doing that."
Bronny left his scent on the bar stool.
Apparently.
Why do you have such a smelly butt?
I don't know, Heather. It's probably your fault, though.
How do you figure?
That's not my job to clean your butt.
I don't know.
could
But
say
it can't be
several
my
things,
fault.
but all of them are
If it's-
inappropriate, so I'll keep my
If
mouth
it's
shut.
my fault,
okay, it's not
then I
made for
have to
children.
do something to fix it, and I'm just straight not going to do that.
Yeah, but it could still be made for minors, and some of those things are not PG-13 even.
Dang it. My 13 plus rating. I was watching a whole bunch of reruns of the Mummy movies. Did you guys like those?
No,
No? Wasn't your thing?
no. I especially
Murdoch.
like the later sequels.
What were the reruns?
The Mummy, like, you know, the Mummy with, who were the people in it? I don't know.
Oh, Brandon Fraser?
Was it him? I don't
Was it?
remember. It's the one where, like, this two British, like, it's a British chick and her brother, and then there's, like, this American guy, and they save him from prison, and then they go to the city of the dead, and then there's
the mummy who gets resurrected, and all he wants to do is bring back the chick that he fell in love with, so that he's gonna sacrifice. Brandon Fraser, that guy.
Yeah, he was right.
Murloc says, in all caps, and no punctuation, crap, I'm late again.
It's okay. You're just gonna have to go into tardy sweep. We had that in my school, and it was so stupid.
What was that?
Okay, so get this. You're late for class. So they go to your class because you were late, and they're like, who was late? And they go like her, and they're like, okay, go into detention right now. So you have detention during class, so you miss class.
What the hell?
That's so stupid,
Well-
right?
That's very stupid.
Yeah, so eventually I was like, Mom, I'm going to be late for school, and then they're going to put me in tardy sweep and not let me be in class. And she's like, oh, forget that. Let's go to Denny's and you can go in later. Why even bother? You can
Yeah,
make
my
second
friends,
period.
why
Why even do
public
that? They won't even let you do
education
homework
is
in
no
there.
good.
That's gracious, yeah.
It is very stupid because, I mean, wait, hold on. From what I understand, they're pulling you out of a class you're currently
Yes, they're pulling, like, I'm like, what, 5 minutes late for class, and they're like, oh, you were late, you don't get to have the rest of class. I'm like, that's a punishment for me, that's a punishment for you.
in. They better
fucking-
they better credit that.
Yeah, it's so dumb. So dumb.
Just like out of school suspension. It's like, okay. I guess I'll just break the rules more often then, because y'all are gonna give me days off.
You know, when you said out of school suspension, it's gonna be for after stream, Bronny, but I've got to tell you a couple of stories.
I'm sure you do, man. You always have the cringiest stories.
I don't know. I've got this weird curse question mark where there's just a lot of characters that get involved with me. I don't know.
Oh my.
Yeah, it's exactly what you think.
Okay.
Don't
Let's
misinterpret
see
that.
here.
Too late.
Yeah, no.
Buck
Come on,
and Five
Brandon.
says,
Sometimes
Heather
it
swears,
is.
Buck and Five says, if Heather swears instead of the swear jar, Brawny takes away her nice Brawny privileges. No, I don't think I'll do that.
Not like freaking, I always have those, even when I'm acting bad. And I'm always bad.
So bad.
Yeah, can you see my eyebrows bumping up and down?
All the eyebrow action.
All of it.
Hey Heather,
Yes, sir.
Juanita's in the chat.
Juanita, what is up, girl? What are you doing?
She says, remember when General Grievous was killed, LMAO?
Why are you reminding me of that? Now I'm sad. She is such a... Because in high school, I was such a freaking geek for General Grievous.
Mm-hmm.
He was my favorite thing ever. And I was watching a lot of the Clone Wars, and because I didn't have cable, I'd come to her house and watch it. And I'm just like, General Grievous, oh my god. She's like, man, you were totally hot for him. You're like, you're damn right I'm hot for him. Pussy hot. And it's... Yeah, it got so stupid. But now, like, she recently remembered because, like, I was watching an animatronic video about not about General Grievous, but, like, Star Wars stuff at Disneyland, and, like, they gotta bring General Grievous back to life. He's a cyborg. You should make him an animatronic. But, like, my friend's like, do you ever remember how hot you were for General Grievous? I'm like, yeah, it's coming back.
Okay. Coming back, yeah, definitely.
Coming
Hey,
back.
Heather.
Yes.
Heather.
Yeah.
You remember the time? Do you remember this time that Serpentor took over Cobra?
Great. You guys just want to put me in a mood today. Fucking hate Spencer.
Yeah, well, it happens. I lost half a pizza to ants today, so
That sucks.
I'm in a mood to spread the pain.
Oh, that super sucks.
Shady Oak Ministry says, or is asking, should Brawny rename his Patreon Brawny's Bucks?
Yes.
Eh?
You know what?
Eh?
I just might. That was so good that I just might.
Do it, man.
Your name has so much potential for puns. I'm surprised you haven't done it already.
Well, I don't know about so much potential. The title of my show wasn't even my idea. I just went into the Rift one day and I was like, hey, here's the premise for this show I'm starting. What should I call it? And Storm said, you should call it a buck to the face, and I said, I think I will. And then that was that.
Do you have any good ideas on your own?
Say what?
Do you have any good ideas on your own?
Sometimes.
What's going on in the chat, boys?
Clayton asked if it would be possible to reboot He-Man, and
Sure it is.
Here's two things to ask yourself. Has it been rebooted yet? And would rebooting it make a lot of money?
If they
are-
cast me as He-Man, then yes.
Yeah, I mean, they brought She-Ra back. No reason you can't bring back He-Man.
Because that's just my philosophy. Just about, I think just about everything is gonna have a reboot at some point.
Even reboot?
Yes.
Yes, even reboot.
With updated graphics. Anyone remember Beast Wars? Can we get Beast Wars back?
Good gracious.
Did you not like Beast Wars or not?
I feel like it was left right now.
It was.
I know
it was
that Beast Wars was
definitely-
a thing, but I don't think I ever watched it. I don't think we were allowed to watch it
It's like, I'm
in my place.
watched it.
You should watch it. Like, definitely the animation has aged, and those are very bad graphics in our day and age. But, like, it was a really good show. It was really interesting. A lot of memorable characters. And that's what it's all about.
Emperor Bowser says, "Hey, Brony, guess what?
What?
That's it. We're on a cliffhanger now.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Heck of a cliffhanger.
I hate cliffhangers.
Don't we all? Especially if that's what it's left on, like G.I. Joe Renegades. So-
Buckin5 says, Brony, would a musical episode of A Buck to the Face be a good idea in your opinion,
You're
sir?
gonna have to bring a lot of together a lot of singing bronies.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it, you know, and there's definitely a lot of, like I actually had an idea to close out the series with a musical, but it would require full animation, and I don't think I can pull it off. So
I was
I'll have
gonna
to come up with
say-
something else.
I was gonna say, from my memory, I know season 3 of MOP had the last episode was a musical episode.
Yep.
Like they shoved I think 50 songs under 5 minutes, basically.
Oh yeah, it was retarded.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they tried. There was an attempt. I wasn't a big fan of that. I was gonna say, is it gonna be anything like that?
No, I would have used like songs, like not. They wouldn't
Jukebox
be original.
musical.
They wouldn't be original show tunes. Like one of the ones I wanted to use was "Dregs of a Bitter Cup" by Macon.
Those are called jukebox musicals. Musicals that are comprised of songs that already exist, like Moulin Rouge.
Okay.
I like that name.
Have you ever seen Moulin Rouge, Heather?
Of course I have. My mom and little sister were total nuts for that movie, and I enjoy it. It's got some good covers of things.
I think that was my first experience of being a hipster, because I was kind of upset that one of my favorite Nat King Cole songs everybody knew because of that movie.
Well, we put it in a positive note. Now everyone knows it.
Yes, but I don't know what they don't know it from anything other than Moulin Rouge. That's what is the song existed before, right?
If they bother to get educated about it, they would know.
But they don't, and that's what makes me happy.
And
If
Everyone's-
I thought they looked up Nature Boy and actually looked at the full song and all of its different covers throughout the years, then that'd be great. But instead, everyone was just like, "Oh yeah, that song's from Moulin Rouge," and completely ignores the history prior to the movie.
Everyone's telling Brony to put $1 in the swear jar.
What did I say?
I think you said retarded.
Yep, that's a curse
Yes, I
word.
did, because it was retarded.
Okay, give
And
me 50
I
cents.
agree with you.
Give me 50 cents.
No, I'll
Hey.
give you money for an actual swear.
Well, you said pussy yesterday, so.
You can't prove that I did,
No, I got witnesses. I can go into that chat and find them.
but it didn't happen online.
We
It
were
didn't happen
online.
live.
It was
It didn't
3
happen.
seconds before the stream started.
Nice.
And it was a hilarious pun, and you know it.
It's a pun that
Is
Sweetie
pun-
made before you.
Oh yeah, I've made that pun a million times. And is it a pun worth compromising your integrity, Brownie? Are puns that important to you that they're more important than your morals?
Yeah, Bronny.
In private, yes. In public, no.
So
That's-
you're
And that is called hypocrisy.
Exactly.
And I own it.
Buck5 asks, who do you think the best singer among the main six was?
Rarity. Yeah, I liked it when we were on the same wavelength.
I mean,
but-
Fluttershy was close, but Rarity.
I literally don't remember what their singing voices sound like.
Hey, dude.
And like I'm trying to remember them, and I think the ideas I have are kind of right.
Well, I don't know. I mean, of course, you expect Rarity to have a more musical, operatic voice. of course.
Yeah, she has very. Lots of
You see, Shady Oak's got the right idea here. He says the swear jar is for vulgarities, not descriptors.
Well, I don't know if I want to start putting
Well,
rules
hold on a
on
minute,
this.
because I almost always use vulgarity as a descriptor.
Yeah, exactly.
Or certainly an adverb.
You know what? Anything that can be deemed highly offensive. Sure.
Yeah, but that's everything. You gotta draw the line.
You gotta be more
somewhere.
specific.
Wait, with that thing, would boner be considered a curse?
It depends on. I mean, yeah, let's say so. In the same vein as retarded would be. In that you're referring to a sexual act that would make people uncomfortable.
Okay. Then,
Yeah, but boner
okay,
can
now-
also just mean a mistake.
Sorry?
A boner can also just refer to a mistake that was made.
True, in that sense it wouldn't be. Suppose that would be one of those contextual types.
Gosh, it was a lot easier when it was just fuck. Because that's just a curse word, and you know it. There's no way around
There's
it.
no way around that one. There's no context that makes it not a curse word, yeah.
Right, and it always has been too. At
Because,
least
I mean,
retarded
even if
needs
its
to be a
purest
medical
form
term.
is referring to fornication, and even that, again, is not something one talks about in polite society.
Albeit my stream isn't the most polite as of places, but still. God dang, I forgot what the hell I was doing, and I just kept going.
Just make it like a placement.
Just
So what kind of hat are you making, Heather? Is it going to be like a winter hat, like the one you made for my nephews?
Yeah, kind of. But for
Nice.
an adult.
Shady Oaks says to Sweetie Bloom, offensive isn't defined objectively. References to slang associated with vulgar or coarse jesting is where the term profanity came from.
Right, very much so. It is very very subjective, and you have to take into account, the relevance of modern society. For instance, retarded back in the day would not have been offensive because you could actually be referring to mental retardation. That is no longer considered PG. It is no longer considered an adequate description, especially when used in a term that is not actually referring to any sort of mental deficiency in any way. So these days, it's far more offensive than it used to be back when I was a kid. When I was a kid, like that, it wasn't really that offensive. It wasn't that much of an offensive term. These days, it's considered far more offensive because it's now rooted in inaccurate mental health science.
I got a different problem. There's just certain people that I don't care about offending.
Yes, that's the problem at the end of the day.
Let's see, what do we got going on? Buck5 says, here's a drinking game. Drink every time Heather swears, or Brawny mentions the swear jar.
He'd probably
when
be
Bronny mentions the
mild
swear jar,
buzzed.
put
You
it all in
get
the swear
so
jar.
drunk in that drinking game. Jeez Louise.
Or I
Yeah,
get
honestly-
Buck5's out here trying to kill us.
Apparently.
Honestly, not really. Like at least when I've been involved, you don't really bring it. This is the most I've ever heard the swear jar be referenced. Other times, if you were to play a drinking game, you'd probably be mildly buzzed.
Depends on what liquor you're drinking, I suppose.
It depends on your...
And your alcohol tolerance. I know people who, like, my boss is such a lightweight. She'll have, like, one drink and she'll be completely incoherent. And I'm like, God, I wish I had, that level. Because it'd be so much easier to get drunk. It's so much cheaper to get drunk.
Exactly.
We'll just have a can of whatever it is that Heather drinks.
Can we
That's
just
just hard
Can
to
we
make.
just-
It's super light.
Yeah.
can we
You-
just
I
can we
can't.
just drink water?
If I
Can we
drink a
just do that?
6-pack of those, I don't get buzzed.
Don't test it. Don't drink all my
No,
booze.
well, no, I won't drink all your booze. But no, I have, like, bought one of those, basically a 6-pack of those for myself, drank it all in one night, and was entirely fine, and I was kind of pissed off.
Yeah, and if I'm,
I was like,
I'm
damn
in
it, I
the
wasted
same
my money.
room, and if I'm in the same room as one that's open, I get buzzed.
I wanted him to drink one, and he wouldn't do it.
You wouldn't do it?
He would not do it. Yeah, actually, I think it was when we were about to stream here, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have some booze. Do you want some soda, or do you want some of this? And he's just like, no. Here's a, like, just try a little. Just try a little, Brownie. Succumb to a little peer pressure.
I mean, you're Christian, right? The Lord drank booze.
I already did that
Lord
once,
was
and it didn't
booze.
end well. I'm not doing
The
it
Lord
again.
was booze. You heard it here first.
Alrighty then.
I mean, think about it. Jesus had the highest alcohol blood level because his blood was wine. And it's very high alcohol content.
I don't think it actually works that way.
Oh man, that's why he was so prophetic and chill all the time. He was just like, what's up,
His
everybody?
blood was literally
we
wine.
got the topic.
He would
We got
not
the topic for
pass a
tonight's
breathalyzer
conversation.
test, and you know it.
We got the topic for tonight's conversation: transubstantiation or consubstantiation. Go.
That's totally why at the Last Supper he's like, you guys hungry? Eat my body, for it is bread. And they're like, Jesus, you had enough? And it's like, no, you want some more?
It's like all water is wine to him. He drank wine like it was water.
Have you heard about Jesus the video game?
No, that sounds hilarious.
Jesus the I Am Jesus, it's called, I think. And you're gonna go around and perform miracles. And I showed the trailer to Bronny, like, Bronny, I don't think this is right. He's like, nah, actually what they're performing in the trailer are things he actually did.
Like what?
Like, he was in the desert and made a blind woman see. And then there was a guy who was starving and he just put a whole bunch of fish in his basket. Then he was like walking in water in the middle of a storm and calmed the sea around this boat. So those were all things he did.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay. They did their research.
In and out of context. For instance, he didn't give one single person a whole bunch of fish. It was actually a huge multitude of people that he gave as much fish and bread as they could desire at the time.
Yeah, there you go. So they've obviously done the research, but I feel so
It's
weird.
literally, I think the reading is literally called Feeding of the Multitude.
He went to go preach with his disciples, and something in the magnitude of about 5,000 people showed up, and then they all wanted food, and all they had was some little boy came up with 2 loaves of bread and a fish, and he just multiplied that over everybody.
And to the point where, like, at the end, they had baskets full of extras.
Wow.
Yeah. Murdoch Quinlan Rockefeller says, Jesus the video game. Oh God. Yes, Quentin, I believe you're right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, quite literally.
You know, like...
It's not blasphemy, if it's literal.
I think me and Ronnie were getting into talking about Jesus after this, and he was telling me about something Jesus did, and I'm just like, I don't believe he would do that, because I pictured Jesus in my head.
Like when he's, like, in the temple?
The one where he went to the
Yeah.
Because I posted that to Twitter, like, the day that we had that conversation. She didn't believe me.
Because I'm like, my vision of Jesus would never do that, but then I'm like, okay, I don't know Jesus very well.
I just looked up what you were talking about. If I have the right one, it's I Am Jesus Christ, I think.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, sweetie, you got to see the trailer for this after the stream. It's amazing.
Okay.
There's another like Bible-themed game that I'm thinking of. I don't remember it, but if you're familiar with the video game Hard Times, it's made by the same people. Oh no, wait, I think it's called the New Testament or something. It's great.
My favorite Bible-themed video game is the one that John reviewed. It was like the great animal race, and it was the worst thing ever. Anybody else see that video?
Yeah, I know about that.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. To the moon, though!
Well, Clayton, technically we are changing the topic. Now we're about to talk about video games.
Oh, is Clayton not cool with us talking about Christianity? Is that...
Yeah, doesn't want us to talk about Jeebus.
I mean,
The
that's
power
fair.
of
We can
Christ
talk about
compels
other
you,
religions,
Clayton.
too.
I didn't hear any word of that, Brony. What?
I said the power of Christ compels you, Clayton.
The
Don't
power of
Alright,
me.
that's enough. Don't be that one. You're the reason why we get the bad rap.
Okay, that's a bit far. But it, you know,
No, respecting people's comfort zones.
true.
Bucket5 just brought up Super Noah's Ark 3D.
So true.
Okay.
And the
That's a
Great
thing?
Zoo Race, which is the one that I was referring to.
Let's get into video games, though. Because we were playing...
Not the non-Jesus ones.
well, how many Jesus
Yeah,
ones
the
are there?
I don't want to know.
Yeah, you know, Scott Cawthon, the guy who did Five Nights at Freddy's, did Christian games before he did Five Nights at
The
Freddy's.
fact that there are Christian games baffles me.
I don't know, I guess for Christian families, they're like, I want to make sure this
Well, my
game-
Christian family wouldn't let me play video games.
Modern
It works-
Christian
it
families
works
that are like,
like-
I want my child to play only video games that are approved by Jesus Christ himself.
Well, I was gonna say, if we're contextualizing like Jesus and video games, I assume we'd only be referring to video games specifically about religion, and there's only a handful I can think of. Bible games for the NES, and I think there was one for the Sega Genesis.
Are there games for other religions? Do Jewish people have them?
Probably.
Well,
There's
if
probably
you
one about
count
Moses.
Oh.
if you count Greek and Norse mythology, they've got the God of War series.
If you count like Marvel's Thor, there's a whole bunch.
Let's get into God of War. That's like, okay.
There you go.
Got other.
If you
you know,
count-
those are
if
still
you count-
religions. They're just not like, you know.
They're just not commonly practiced.
not commonly practiced.
Some people still do though.
I've met some. You know, in high school, I would meet people be like, I believe in Greek gods. I'm like, no, you don't. You just think they're cool. you mean Percy Jackson. That's why you're saying it.
Oh gosh, were there really those people?
Oh yeah, she was a really cute girl. I think she was just playing with me when she told me that.
I ship it.
Bucket5
She was
says,
cute, I would have done it.
surprised FIM never got a video game, and didn't have that really terrible
They had a mobile game.
pay to
I
play
guess they're
game.
like, I want it on PC. I want it on consoles. It doesn't count if it's on the phone. Even though
You know what?
it
I'm
does.
half tempted to re-download that game.
Which one?
The pay to play FIM game.
I
that
remember
one.
it. I didn't get very far in. I don't think it kept my attention.
I remember starting to get like a twitch every time I heard the background music for Finding the Pet song.
Oh yeah, and they played that.
I played it. Oh, that was the background music on loop. And at some point, I think I watched that episode, and that song started, and I'm just like, no.
Did you hate that song that much?
No, it was only because I played the game so much that I started hating the song because it would give me an eye twitch. Because it just
Now,
loop
sweetie,
it
my
over and
dear,
over
I
and over.
cannot
again.
express my delight.
Bronny,
It's
I will.
abundantly clear that somewhere in here is a pet that will suit you just right. Take it away, sweetie.
I'm not humoring you.
And I don't remember the lyrics.
Mm.
I don't know. I kind of liked it only because I'm like, yay, pets!
It was one of the. I don't know. I never particularly liked those games. Where it's like, you get to build stuff. I mean, I like them for a while, and then eventually I'm like, so I really can't do anything else. I have to sit here and wait for 3 hours before I can do anything. Yeah!
It's something.
Unless you pay! No, I'm not paying. I'm not paying for a game.
Yeah.
Admittedly, though, that was always good for curbing any gaming addiction I had, were things that are like, pay to continue. I'm like, no, the minute I start spending money on a video game is how you know I'm too addicted.
I'm glad we know the warning sign. When it's
Yeah.
all like, Heather, my credit card's up. I'm like, why? You're like, well, I was playing this game
I was
on my
playing
phone, and
this
I'm
game.
just like, smack!
Right?
That's okay. You're
No,
done.
it's just,
Cut you off, cold turkey. Let's handcuff you to the
no,
toilet.
I think a more reliable sign is if your bank freezes your card because they're like, there's a lot of money spent on this one game. There must be suspicious activity.
Though I wish they do that more often, because actually there was a time someone stole my card and like bought a whole bunch of video games from this one store. It was Origin. I had an Origin account, and someone like hacked into it and bought a whole bunch of like one person single player shooter games. And so I called up and I was like, "Hi, I didn't make these purchases." And he's like, "Oh yeah, you do nothing but buy like simulation games. It's funny that we didn't notice that." I'm like, "Yeah, it's funny that you didn't notice it too. Anyway, give me my money back."
Wait, Origin, is that the EA game launcher?
Yes, it is.
Mhm.
Oh my god! I have a friend. He's really into Dead Space, and he convinced me to buy all three of the games. Having to set up Origin was such a giant pain.
It's a pain
It
in
was.
the butt.
I think I can't tell what's worse, the Rockstar game launcher or the Origin game launcher. I think Rockstar's worse.
I only have Origin.
Yeah,
because
like I only have Origin, so.
And the reason I only have Origin because you got Sims 4 for free at some point, and I got that.
That's exactly the same thing. Well, no, it was Sims 3, but I'm a huge Sims fan, so that's the only reason why I have Origin.
Yeah, I have Steam as well, but I think and Blizzard because I played Overwatch for a while.
I have Steam, but I don't use it.
I feel is Overwatch dead? I feel like it's dead.
It's because like a new Overwatch game is coming out, Overwatch 2.
Oh my.
Man, it's already starting.
Overwatch,
They're
too
not
bad
the
I'm not
best.
going to buy it because I stand
But I
with
have
Hong
one, so
Kong.
I'm gonna eat them.
Fair enough.
Just like
The Tootsie Rolls to me smell like, or taste like what I imagine the tick medication for dogs smells like, or tastes like.
that's a weird comparison, but I get it.
No, there's a, what is it, Brevecta? It has the same smell as Tootsie Rolls to me, and I hate it. I'm like, oh, you poor dog, here, have this Tootsie Roll. Ugh.
It's really just taffy with cocoa powder on it. It's not chocolate, and it's not even a good taffy.
Yeah, I know. If it was good taffy,
What's going on in the chat?
Couple of
Let's
things.
see here. Yeah, we got Buckin asking if we've ever simulated or emulated rather a video game.
I have.
Oh, if you're talking about as a kid, I pretend I'm in the game, sure. Or, wait, do you mean like emulating as in like on your tablet playing the game but not on the actual console it came out on?
Like an emulator. Heather.
Yes, I have.
I have not.
I had a DS simulator actually, and I would play Mario Party on it. On my it was on my computer. I don't have it anymore, but it ran pretty well actually.
I had a Game Boy Advance emulator and I played Pokemon Emerald. I think it was.
I emulated Pokemon Leaf Green on my Mac for a little bit.
Oh, I have Pokemon Leaf Green, the Game Boy Advance edition, and I have my old prehistoric DS that I have that can still play Game Boy Advance games. And I'll play it on that.
I have a Game Boy Color. Don't tell me.
I have one too, honey.
Oh, nice.
Don't think you can have a classic there.
Uh-huh.
I have my Pokemon Yellow one. I also used to have Powerpuff Girl games. I don't know what happened to them.
I had Pokemon.
I didn't even know they had Powerpuff Girl games.
They had Game Boy games for any media.
Yeah.
I think I had a Mary Kate and Ashley game.
I had a
Those ones were
Kelly
ants.
game. I had a Kelly game that I liked to play a whole bunch way back then.
Pretty much if it existed, there was a game for it.
Yeah, they really wanted to market the hell out of things. And then there was always like video games based off of movies that was a
Yeah.
trend for a while. I'm glad that died
Yeah,
out.
I had a Ants Game Boy game. It sucked.
Well, it's still like that. You just don't hear about them as much.
Yeah, they do exist.
Oh god, I don't like to think about
Yeah, anytime you go to a gaming store, they're like, oh, this video game based on this movie. Like, oh, I had lots of Harry Potter video games. I had a Lord of the Rings video game.
Actually, we had the first Harry Potter movie video game on
I think I had
PlayStation.
Yeah, and I think I had the Game Boy version of the second Harry Potter film. I know I had the video game version of the fifth.
I
You know what's?
I heard
remember us getting
Harry
to the
Potter.
very end, but I don't remember finishing it because we got past the
I
last
had-
part and we got to.
I had the Sorcerer's Stone on Game Boy,
I don't remember what happened.
and there's
Yeah,
like
was that game any good?
I don't remember who developed it.
But, I gotta be.
I don't know. I thought it was okay. I don't. If I replay it now, who knows?
There's also some-
I actually recently watched the speed run of it, and it's really fascinating. I'm actually gonna pull it up and put it in the personal chat.
I really like the Quidditch World Cup game. That was super fun.
I didn't hear about that one.
Really? That was very fun.
Was it? Oh.
Got to play Quidditch. Like, first you played it in a house, so I played Hufflepuff and I beat the crap out of everybody as Hufflepuff. And then you went into the World Cup and you got to pick your country. So I obviously picked America, and I kicked everybody's butt as America, and it's great. And what I loved about it is that there were these special moves, and like when you got to the World Cup part, and each country has a special move, and it's like horrifyingly stereotypical of the country. It's hilarious. Like I think if when you fight Japan, like theirs is like kung fu moves or some crap, or maybe it's China. No, I don't remember there being a China. I think there was only Japan, and they did like kung fu or some crud. And then like, but the Americans was basketball. It was so funny. Like
Basketball.
Yeah, so like they had it like they were surfing on their broom, and they had the quaffle, and they would bounce it off of their broom like they were dribbling the basketball, and then when they put it through the keeper hoop, they like swung on it like they would for like a slam dunk at a basketball. It was hilarious.
It was so weird. I want to look this up now just to see it.
That was always the fun. Is all the stereotypes of each of the countries like I'm sure it offends some people, but it's hilarious. And it was the same with the places that you went to, because each country had a court that eventually sometimes you went to. And the home court for America, it looks like Halloween. There's like a spooky mansion in the back and like floating jack-o'-lanterns and stuff. And it's very like Halloween themed. It's like, welcome to America. I'm like, oh my god.
This ain't the America. Oh, it's America at a certain
Well,
time
it
of
is
year.
because, well, yeah, I mean, America is sort of the only country who really celebrates Halloween. No one else really does as much.
Really?
Not as
much?
UK. Not as much. Like, they have, like, products, but they don't really go through the whole trick-or-treating, go super into it like we do over here.
Yeah, we're kind of the only ones that really have the whole shebang and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I just can't imagine it, but okay. I thought other people would really. I thought it would be a big thing that catches on because it's so much fun.
Well, I mean, you'd say that about a lot of holidays that no one else does. Like,
Heather.
we don't celebrate Guy Fawkes Day.
I don't know what that is.
What is
What
that?
do you do?
You burn things. People.
How-
Specifically, you burn Guy Fawkes in effigy. There's a lot of fireworks involved.
Oh,
Heather. I heard the word spooky from Sweetie, but my mind's still on video games. Speaking of spooky games, can your computer run Left 4 Dead?
It can be a little buggy, but it can. I actually have like the pack of all the Left 4 Dead games, I think. So I could potentially play them on PC.
Oh, cool.
I tried to play it with Juanita at some point, but my laptop was being very crappy about it when I did because it kept opening other things. Like, I'd be in the middle of playing, and then suddenly my computer's like, hey, we got some notifications for you, so we took you out of your game. And I'm like, why are you doing that? I can deal with that later.
Pretty sure you could disable that in some way.
Heather's been looking for somebody to play Left 4 Dead with, and she wanted me to play with her, but I haven't had a chance to get it yet.
I have both
You
the games.
flat up said you didn't want to.
I said I would try it for you.
And that's supposed to make me feel good.
Yes.
Here's my whole thing on Left 4 Dead. It's an alright game. It's really it's not as bad as most games, but it can be buggy to an annoying extent.
I feel like
It's
the games
okay.
I have the most fun playing are either really well made on their own or it's the people I'm playing with. Castle Crashers is one of those, and Left 4 Dead is one of those where like I have a lot of fun when I'm playing with other people.
Castle Crashers is pretty good. Levels overstay their welcome.
The freaking
But-
desert one was the only one that did.
No, I remember a couple other ones, but like most of the levels for the most parts are pretty do have a pretty natural length to them. But oh man, that desert one.
The desert one was outrageous.
That was an
I
endurance
remember it
test.
was
I
my least
hated that.
favorite. We finally got the shovel, because my god, I guess I was so used to having the game done for Castle Crashers that like we were like halfway through the game and I'm like, I can't believe we don't have the shovel yet. I'm seeing so many X's of stuff I need to dig up and I don't have a shovel yet.
Sorry, I'm trying to read it.
Hmm?
Was the Quidditch World Cup game?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can remember the other stereotypes. You may continue with your stream.
Corona says, hello everyone.
You literally beat me to it. I hate you.
Take the next one.
Okay. Well, there's two of them. I see Farmville.
Farmville! I remember Farmville.
If you're only real gamers, remember Farmville?
Yeah, real Facebook gamers.
Though I don't think anyone's ever actually, like, I know there was that whole thing with like, please stop, with like everyone being like, please stop inviting me to Farmville, but I never got those invitations.
Oh,
You
I
looked
did.
out.
Dear
I
Lord,
got
did.
those invitations.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I don't have friends. Maybe that's why.
Well, clearly you do, because you're here.
Well,
But on
that's
Facebook,
one way
that's
to
what
make a
it
room quiet.
I would get it. I would get those invitations from my sisters.
Yeah, I know. It's like, it wasn't so much my friends as my family.
The only invitations for games I've ever gotten, not too many. I don't really play Facebook games because they're not that good. There was one. I'm trying to remember. Hold on.
Okay, so it looks like...
Let's see here. Heather, do you prefer Left 4 Dead or
Oh, they do soccer.
Oh,
Okay, England does
no,
soccer.
he's asking a different question. I thought he was asking if you prefer Left 4 Dead over Five Nights at Freddy's. But then I squinted and looked at the actual question and it said, do you want to play Left 4 Dead for Friday night fights?
We could. I'll probably if it's me getting chosen again, I'd probably gift it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like I did with Castle Crashers, because I really wanted you to play Castle Crashers. It's a fun little game.
We all need to play Battle Block Theater. Same people, and it's hysterical.
We'll
I
get
love
on
that game.
Brownie's Patreon, pledge $1, and then let him pick you for Friday Night Fights, and then we will play that game.
Why don't I get the friend discount? What?
I don't know. Well, actually, Brownie legit
Bronny,
makes money off
Bronny,
of that.
can I apply for the friend discount?
I don't see how that would be fair to the other 40 people that are paying for that. But
On our off
if somebody from my Patreon wants you to come on, I will let you know.
Well, all right. I don't think
Yep.
anyone in your Patreon really knows me, so the chances of that
Unless
are pretty
they're
low.
a fan of my
Well,
stream.
Heather's on my
We're in here.
Patreon for
Heather.
some reason.
Hmm.
Heather, Brandon wants you to invite him
Heather, I'm counting on you.
the
Okay.
next time your number comes up.
Wow, great. Well, I'm gonna have to get picked twice so I can make Bronny play Left 4 Dead, and then we can do Battle Block Theater. You know, he actually, like, the week after I got chosen, he does a random spinner thing with all the names, and I got picked again, and I'm like, well, looks like we're playing again, Bronny. And then he's like, no.
Yeah, and the week that you got chosen, I was like, oh, I need to go, spin that dial to see whose turn it is to pick the game. And Heather's like, Bronny, why don't you ever invite me to play games? And I'm like, I will if your number comes up. And I ran the number generator, and her number came up, and I was like, oh, hey, Heather, guess what?
Yeah, no one believes that's rigged.
You were there when it happened, Heather.
I know, it was funny. But no one else is gonna believe it.
Bucket 5 keeps asking the best way to give an animal a pill at the shelter. This is to Sweetie.
The best way, if possible, is what we call Meatball Method. Put pills in basically canned food, put it in a meatball, hand it to the dog. With any luck, they eat it. That's actually usually what we do. Sometimes we'll force it down their throat. But usually we'll try and put it in their food and just hope that they eat it.
And it doesn't
I
work
thought
when cats are
that was
out,
just
does
kind of the way that's usually been done. Do they usually like eat around the pill
Oh
to
yeah,
avoid
it
it?
happens a lot. Or they just flat out don't eat it. And this is, ironically, there are a lot of things that require medication that will deplete animals' appetite. So it's like, oh, you need this medication to get your appetite back. Here, put it in food. Obviously, that doesn't work.
Let's see here. Sweetie, do you know anything about hyenas?
A little. I haven't interacted directly with them.
I was gonna say, when in your line of work would you have to interact with
Yeah,
hyenas?
I've never had to deal with them directly. I don't deal with exotic animals. Well, not any exotic animals that aren't local, anyway. I mean, I've dealt with I've never dealt with a live javelina. I've never dealt with a live. Well, I've seen a live coyote from the distance. Never had to actually deal with it.
Watch this on Monday. Sweetie's gonna be at work, and some dude's gonna roll up. He's like, "Hey, I gotta get rid of my dog because he's getting too big." And she's like, "Okay, let's take a look at this dog." And he opens up the trunk, and it's an actual hyena, and he just doesn't know it.
No, hyenas are way too different from dogs for that to happen. But that actually does happen quite frequently with coyotes. Because coyote puppies look very similar to dog puppies. So someone may take in a stray puppy, and then as the dog grows, something seems a little off about this dog. They realize they took in a coyote.
I read a story where a lady in China adopted like a puppy from a guy off the street, and he's like, "It's gonna be a mastiff, so it's gonna be big," and it got big, and they're like, "This doesn't seem right," and someone went in and was like, "Yeah, that's a bear. That's a bear." How do you not know what you have as a bear? A bear looks like one thing.
Yeah, a bear is entirely different. Yeah.
Yeah, listen, people in China don't care. Alright,
I mean,
they are messed up out there.
Yo.
Yeah, have you seen like the Shenyun traditional Chinese dance things? Apparently, I haven't looked into this yet, but apparently they're actually connected to like a weird cult back in China.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. And most of the information I've gotten is from my little brother, who looks into a lot of stuff like this. So I mean, make of that what you will, but I believe it.
Alright, if the shoe fits. But apparently hyenas are more closely related to cats, and I didn't know that.
I think they're usually considered a canine, but sure.
Hey, sweetie, do you know if it's legal to have an ocelot as a pet?
I don't think so. No. What?
An ocelot. That's like a little wildcat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take that as a no.
You know, like in the animated series Archer, the rich chick had a pet ocelot, and it was weird. And I was just like, an ocelot? What the hell is that? Because I hadn't heard of it till then. I'm like, it's a cat.
No,
That's like
that would not.
Yeah, it's like a tiny leopard.
Yeah, that would not
And
be.
Yeah.
No, that would not be legal to own. No.
If you're dumb enough to adopt one of those things, you better be ready for an ocelot. Shut up, I'm hilarious and you know it.
You're hilariously adorable.
Yeah. But it's hilarious as a car accident.
That was funny.
Well, all the humor in this relationship had to go somewhere.
How about a possum? Is that legal to have as a pet?
No.
There's a lot of things that's like...
Don't get me wrong, if you have it in your house, one's going to just assume that it just wandered in there.
Can I have a pet crow?
You would, all of these animals, you'd have to have some sort of license for them, I believe. Like, you could have a pet crow if you got it yourself properly licensed, so that you know how to take care of them.
I've always wondered, like, stuff that just is like, it's a wild animal technically, but it just lives like side by side with man, and I'm like, can you have those things as pets because they already live right next to you?
I mean, yes, but you can't be considered held responsible for that pet, for that animal. Like, okay, if you were to let a wild animal in here, I would shoot you. But if you were to do so, you would not be considered liable for that pet, and if you were to confine them in the apartment, it would be on your head for having done that. So you're confining an animal, a local wildlife, for the purposes of who knows what, and that's not usually considered kosher.
Okay. Let's make it be clear, I'm not going to put a wild animal in the apartment. Don't even look at me suspiciously, it's a hypothetical question.
I'm just thinking of all the wildlife that's living around here. If I find a goddamn rattlesnake in my bed, I'm going to shoot you.
Okay, if I wanted a pet snake, I would have bought one and I wouldn't bring it here because I know how you feel. I'm not
That's
a
great.
jerk. Like, the
Great.
worst is, like, I came home with another goldfish. She's like, great, guess who's gonna eat it? Not me, your other fish.
I mean, that's a you thing.
It's like, you wanna watch that happen?
Like, I'm not gonna stop you.
Hold on, I'm sorry. I love this little exchange. Bagorna's like, what do I do about a husky that has too much energy? He's trying to eat my phone. And Clayton says, throw a ball.
I mean, yeah. No, yeah. The problem with huskies is they have too much energy, and you have to exercise them. If you don't, they're going to destroy things because they're bored.
Breathe, Brandon, it's not that funny. Sweetie, what's the craziest animal or weirdest animal you've seen at the shelter? Like, do you get anything unique or exotic there?
We're not supposed to. That doesn't mean people don't come through the door with them.
Yeah, didn't you say someone came in with a whole thing of chickens one time?
Oh, yeah, no, we do. That's not someone coming in with them. We bust cockfighting rings. So we will have a whole bunch of chickens after we bust one of those. And then we have to do something with them. That I wouldn't consider that strange. There's times that people bring in pigs. There have been tortoises, like, and I'm not talking like a tortoise. I'm talking like a tortoise, like huge old things.
Oh, geez, like a Galapagos?
Not an actual Galapagos turtle. Something far more local, like a Sonoran turtle. Something. What the heck is it called? A tortoise.
Look at all those chickens.
Arizona. Giant
So we have tortoises out here?
tortoise. Pretty sure.
Where were we working?
Tortoises would actually do great out there.
Yeah. They're desert animals.
I guess I'm just trying to like find a place, like if I was going around town, where I would expect to find a tortoise. Cause like, as it is, I don't know where the coyotes go.
There are coyotes all around. Are you kidding? You haven't seen them yet?
I have not seen one.
I think I saw one like.
Like the area around your work, I would think I would find wild
Yes.
animals around there. But I don't see a lot of wide spaces. Cause think about it, I go here, I go to work, I go maybe to the mall, I come home. Those are the only places I see. So you honestly don't get a lot of wild animals around there, and I'm just like, where are the wide open spaces that the wild animals are?
No, the coyotes are in the city.
They're in the city?
They're in the city.
I've not seen one.
I have seen them cross the street and on Congress. Like they are in the,
Congress?
The
yeah, they are in
the city is the last place I would expect to find a coyote.
No, they are city. I mean, they are city dwellers. Like they're. I feel like there was a time I saw a coyote on my way to work from here. Like it was around here.
I have not seen one.
Yeah, there. But yes, admittedly, there are more in the more boondocks area. So I see you have seen more coyotes around my work than I have around here. But yeah, actually, the first coyote I saw was in the middle of downtown, just crossing the street. And it was funny. I'm like, oh, look, a puppy. I'm like, oh, that's not a puppy. Oh, that's a long-legged pupper. Oh, that's a coyote. Okie dokie.
The place where I would see coyotes was back when I lived in Victorville up in the Mojave Desert. I was actually driving with my mom one day away from school, and I think, like, in the sand I saw there was a pack of them running around, and I'm like,
Yeah,
whoa.
they usually travel in small packs. Like, they're family groups, as it were. So there's usually, like, mom, dad, pups, that type of thing. But yeah, no, the coyotes are, like, properly in the city. Rattlesnakes I usually only see around my work, but I've seen many of them. Luckily, of course, it's winter, so they're all hibernating. But I see a lot around my work. We've seen quite a few. Not only just rattlesnakes, but also king snakes and a whole bunch of different kinds of reptiles.
Question.
Javelinas, I've never seen a living javelina. I've only seen them brought in dead.
I can't think of what they look like.
That is a peckering. It's a type of wild thing.
Question.
Yeah.
Do scorpions sometimes appear in your living space?
Not,
Do scorpions somehow get in?
not as of yet, but that is a concern for a lot of people who live in.
I've heard it's something that does happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, it happens. I mean, they're the same as any other bug. They get in and they sting you. And
Well,
sometimes
yeah.
that can be.
Dude, I'll be
course.
honest, I was not aware of the kind of bugs I'd be dealing with when I got here. I walked downstairs and I saw a freaking big ass millipede walking past me, like the kind that, like, you remember that plastic decoration I had? It looked like that, but just a bit smaller. And I'm just like, oh my god, I thought those were in the jungle. What's that doing here?
There was a real bad time recently. I don't know what happened, but in my basement there was just so many. I think there's like a name for them. Like I think they call them camel crickets or something. I don't quite remember. But there was just so many of them. I'm like, how the hell did this happen? They're gone now, but I hated going down in the basement for a while because those things jump.
Yeah.
Silverfish also really common in basements too. They don't do anything, but they're just gross.
I don't think I've ever seen a silverfish.
They're pretty gross looking.
Mm.
Usually the
But I
bugs we
was
get around here are usually like gnats.
Oh yeah, I've dealt with people.
Yeah. We don't even get like ants much. I mean, like literally in our apartment. There are a whole bunch in Arizona, but like in our apartment, mostly they're gnats. That's our pest problem.
Yeah, usually I try and grab them.
Yeah, and they're very easy to kill, and really as long as we keep up with the cleaning, they're not much of a problem.
There was one time in the summer, a couple years ago, or many years ago actually, it was a very long time. A bee's nest was built on my mom's air conditioner. She woke up one day.
That's a bad day.
Oh man, she woke up one day, and just heard a lot of tapping on the window, and she thought it was raining at first. Then she looks out, and there's just all these bees slamming themselves against the window. And I'm terrified of bees. I don't even know why, but I just am. I didn't go in that room for days.
Yeah, I could imagine. Let's see here. Yoshi says, I've lived here for 4 years and I have never seen a scorpion or a rattlesnake. I don't doubt they exist. I've just been lucky.
Yeah, I've never seen a scorpion. And the rattlesnakes, they just come to my work all the time.
I've heard a lot of people call Arizona the Australia of the United States.
It is, yeah.
In terms of the wildlife, for sure.
Yeah. Because like all of our wildlife is deadly. Well, there are jackrabbits. That's about it.
Yeah, they could kill you if they really tried.
If they really, I don't know.
They could trip me and help me break my neck.
That's true. There's that.
I don't know where we are in the chat now. I lost my spot.
I'm pretty sure we're okay. Buck and Five wants to know if which of the girls have either of the girls fed giraffe at the zoo.
Yeah.
Which I feel like he knows the answer to that question because I know he's on Twitter where Heather posted the pictures of her feeding the giraffe.
Yeah. That was a nice zoo.
Yeah.
It was cool just watching them latch.
I haven't been to a zoo or an aquarium for a while, and I think I prefer an aquarium.
You know, I haven't been to an aquarium in years. Last time I went was when I was just a little kid.
Now that I think about it, I'm not entirely sure.
Jeez.
We must have one in the city. Let's find out.
Yeah, find out. I would like to know.
You are super overdue for another aquarium visit.
Bronny, come over. We could go to an aquarium date.
There's a nature aquatics.
Okay.
Potato, tomato.
There was one aquarium I went to. They had stingrays. And of course, they don't have the stingers on them, but like
no,
you could put
that is not an aquarium. That is a store.
There's a what?
It's a store.
10 out of 10 would still go.
So yeah, I guess we don't have an aquarium. I was thinking, I'm like, wow, I don't remember hearing about a Tucson aquarium, but I was like, but we must have one. So yeah, it probably would be expensive as hell to keep up an aquarium in the desert, though.
I would imagine. Ronnie's gonna have to come over for the aquarium.
Clayton is asking Bronny if he's ever wanted to pet a hyena. Bronny?
No, I don't think I would want to pet a hyena.
But they're so floofy.
Yeah, you're gonna see that one in frickin' the Birds of Prey movie. They have a few characters. When I think Birds of Prey, I'm thinking Harley Quinn wasn't even the one I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about Catwoman, Black Canary, and I think Huntress, because that was like an animated one I watched. That's what the Birds of Prey were. But now it's Harley Quinn. There is Huntress and Black Canary, but no Catwoman. I like Catwoman. 'Cause she's cats.
I love Catwoman. She's my favorite.
Yeah. Knife.
Buckin5 says, Heather, have Sweetie look up the Japanese cat island on her phone.
Oh,
I've heard
seen
of
that.
it. I've seen it. Love it. Let's go.
I'll go
now.
look it up. I don't know what it is.
Look it up. You'll love it.
My D&D group is like, oh, is everyone available for tomorrow? It's snowing, and I'm like, just because it's snowing doesn't mean it's bad.
Okay, here's something I want to take. Logan is in the chat, Heather, and he's saying, in Texas, specifically in the Houston area, there's a type of orb weaver spider that has spikes on the abdomen. And I got to tell you, those are not just in Texas, because I'm out here in Florida, and I've actually seen those things quite a few times myself, just walking around here, especially if I go to a botanical garden. They hang out in there. On my DeviantArt, I got a picture of one that I took.
Jeez, y'all are making the ultimate sacrifices.
By the way, I just looked up the cat island. I'll take one of each.
Right?
Don't they have a bunny island too?
Yeah, they do.
Do they have like an island for everything?
But those are the only two in the world.
I know there's an
I think they have a
island
penis island.
where
Yeah,
it's
that's
inhabited by
the
just. There's an island and it's
But
inhabited
no,
by
they
just
have, like,
a
all the
ton of
statuettes and stuff. I
snakes.
saw pictures.
Yeah, if you say so.
Everything penis themed. Let's take the bachelorette party over there.
You paying?
I might.
Okay.
It might be worth it.
Oh yeah, it's down in Brazil. Okay.
Let's see, what are we up to now?
Old railroad crossing productions is like they have a fox forest in Japan. Man, what else do they have? Let me see.
They have that penis island I was telling you about.
What this? What? Why? Why are there so many of these things?
I don't know. They just have islands for specialized stuff. They were made for tourism. Because there's so much that you'd want to do that you can't do in one visit.
I think there's a deer island as well.
Let me see. Why is there so many of these things?
Make a list.
That's a cat island. It's a fox. It's bunnies. Now it's deer. What?
I think they just keep hunting down natural predators, and then so the prey population grows up and then grows dependent on the tourism, and it just freaking blossoms.
Yeah, that
And
makes
then-
sense.
And then this isn't Japan, but like off the coast of Brazil, there's an island that's just inhabited by a lot of snakes. Most a good chunk of them venomous.
Okay, see, that's the Nope Island.
I don't mind snakes, but I don't think I'd want to
Don't be stuck on an
be
island.
there with like by myself. I had two pet. I've had two pet snakes in my life. One named Macy, who lived a very long time, and I think he was just a corn snake. And then I had another snake. My stepdad had. I forgot his name, but he didn't live nearly as long as Macy did. Because he had some kind of weird thing where he was way behind, where he would start shedding and then he'd be way behind. Like way behind in terms of finishing his shedding, and apparently that's like some kind of indication of a disease. I don't know, but yeah, that's we kind of think that was the whole thing.
I couldn't tell you.
Buckin5 is asking Heather, could you survive on a deserted island?
Gosh, I don't know. It depends what's on it. Like, if it's just like a sand lot, then nope, I'm dead. But I don't know. If there's like a tree with fruits on it, maybe I'll last a couple days. Find a place to go to the bathroom. That's the thing I hate about the thought about being stranded somewhere, that there's not going to be any toilets, and I'm just like, I can't live like this. Okay? I had such very little requirements.
Little requirements to be required bathroom. I don't know. It sounds like a high requirement. Because the real requirement that's problematic in those kind of situations is usually fresh water.
Oh yeah, isn't like the first, like they have like a rule of 3. They'll survive only 3 hours without shelter.
3 hours without shelter, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food.
Yeah, that was it. The rule of 3.
Though I always sort of like, I assume when they say things like 3 hours without shelter, I'm like, that must be in some serious like head.
Yeah, that's like Arctic.
Yeah, or like I'm thinking
sandstorm.
like on the top of a mountain type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I'm like, I could last 3 hours out in the desert. I wouldn't be happy about it if it was the middle of summer, but I could last for at least over 3 hours. Would I last?
Yeah,
much
especially
more
if
than that?
especially if you wrap up properly.
Yeah, if you're properly tired and happy. But yeah, if you're
Very
like
bad.
on top of if you're like stranded in a mountain, then yeah, 3 hours without shelter. Yeah, you're probably a little dead.
In a forest, though.
I feel like in a forest, 3 hours you'd be fine.
Yeah,
Without shelter.
it's like,
Like if you're talking like a temperate situation.
I don't see why I would. Well, I guess I'm in Arizona. Maybe someone would just drop me off in the middle of the desert to see what happens.
Yeah, you never know. Don't put it past people.
Clayton's headed up for the night.
Noi.
Bye.
Good night, Clayton. Alrighty then. Sweetie, how's your day been today?
It's alright. We're running out of room in the shelter, but what else is new?
Yeah, it's actually not a big surprise to hear.
Well, we've had to resort to taking dogs off of the floor a day early.
Oh.
That's no good.
Well, what can we do?
Stop breeding your animals. But, you know,
I have no power over this.
true. There was like this one person who surrendered.
I have returned.
Welcome back.
Well,
Back to story.
yeah. There was this one person who surrendered their dog, and I couldn't quite decide whether they were doing the responsible thing or the irresponsible thing. Because, like, okay, so they had this dog, and she got pregnant, and she had a litter of puppies, and then those puppies all died of parvo, because they had parvo in their yard. And instead of then doing the smart thing and spaying their dog so that didn't happen again, they did not, and she got pregnant again, and they had to give up their dog because they didn't want the puppies to once again die of parvo. So they basically surrendered their pregnant dog to us. And we're just like, if you had been a responsible owner and spayed your dog, which we could have given you a voucher for to do for $15, you could have done that and kept your dog. No.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we up to? I see Death Valley. That's actually.
You know,
I've always.
funny.
I want to visit Death Valley, California, during the summer. I want to go there.
He loves heat. He'll love it.
I love the heat. Hotter the better.
He's a freak.
Apparently.
Anyways, yeah. You know what's funny about Death Valley? I remember when growing up, my brothers would play PlayStation. They had a lot of motorcycle games, and I'd get to play sometimes. And Death Valley was a map you could go on. And like, I guess an ordinary desert, which is what it is, would be boring. So they also have like, cause it's Death Valley, like skeleton ghosts flying around and stuff. And I'm just like, oh. And then when I didn't know it was a place when I was a kid, and then I grew up and they're like, Death Valley is real? And it's like, well, it doesn't have to bloat and ghost skeletons, so why bother?
Yoshi says, Mount Lemon is very foresty, but also gets snowy, so I don't want to go this time of year.
It's just, talking about the wilderness is making me think of that old book, Hatchet. The Hatchet or something. Have you guys read that one?
Nope.
Really? It's about this boy.
You left.
What?
I was gonna say to Bronny, you left out the part where he brings up cookies being the only reason he's going.
Oh.
Oh well.
Yeah, well, I suppose.
But The Hatchet was this book about a boy whose parents were divorced. His dad lived in Canada now, and he was like a lumberjack, and his mother lived in America, and he was in a plane. For some reason, he was in a private plane too, because they could afford that. But he was in a private plane with this pilot who was older, and the pilot had a heart attack, and they crashed. Or no, the pilot had a heart attack. It was weird because the pilot was dead for a while, and the kid, because, I don't know, the plane just kept going. The kid didn't know what to do, and eventually the plane did crash. And it went into a lake. And he had to, get out of the plane and swim out of the lake, and he had this hatchet that his mom gave him so he could cut trees with his dad. And so he was lost in the wilderness for, months or something. And it's just, a whole story of how he learned to survive and stuff like that.
What do you think it was called?
The Hatchet? You might have, he had other books too, because he got rescued right before winter was about to start, so he got lucky, but then the author kind of made a alternate book where he did stay there during the winter and went over what he would have done if he had to stay in the winter and all that stuff. And then there was a book that was the canonical sequel where it was after and he gets trapped in the woods again, but this time it's not because of the pilot, it's because somebody asked him to go into the wilderness with him. He was a reporter, and they wanted to figure out how he survived out there on his own as a kid with just a hatchet. But this time they gave him just a pocket knife to figure things out, and so it was just him and this guy, and they had this radio thing so they could contact people so they weren't stranded. But then a bolt of lightning struck the dude, and he went into a coma, and it also struck the radio, so they were stranded out there for real. So this kid was just great, stranded out in the wilderness again, but and I got a guy that's in a coma now, great.
You would think they would have tried to check up on them, and then when they didn't hear back, would have been let's just see how they're doing.
Yeah, I think it was and every few weeks they would check in, but of course this guy's in a coma, so you want to get him to some doctor right away. So the kid made a raft and went on the river and rowed them to the nearest piece of civilization, which was just a trader post. So he got them there. So it was an interesting book too, and of course his parents were super pissed after that. They're like, great, we let you go into the wilderness with this one dude. We weren't cool with it to begin with, but you were insistent to do it so people would know how to survive. Then you get stranded out in the woods again. You're never going outside the house, ever. Because what else are you going to do in that situation?
Yeah, exactly.
I think the parents got back together after that too. It was weird.
Shady Oak says, isn't that just the subplot of Nacho Libre?
Is it? Nacho Libre? No, it wasn't. It's weird.
Well, they did get lost out in the desert.
I don't see the correlation. Maybe I don't remember Nacho Libre very well. With Jack Black, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Nacho Replay. Now I remember. Okay.
I do not recall.
Do you guys know that was based on a true story?
What? No.
Yeah, I forgot the dude's name, but yeah, there was a guy in Mexico who ran an orphanage and was a priest and decided to start wrestling to raise money for his kids.
Well, that's one way to get things done.
And then the character King from Tekken was based off of him as well.
That's adorable.
Yep, you know King, Heather. He's the dude with the jaguar mask.
I remember him. They better have kept the backstory.
Yep.
Fucking 5 says, Heather, being left to your own devices reminds me of the show Kid Nation.
I don't recall that show.
I didn't know that was the show. What is it?
He's gonna have to get more specific.
Alright.
You guys remember that show, Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yep.
Spooky.
Yep.
Kids.
It was boring.
Wasn't I recall being a little afraid while I was watching it. Then again, I only remember like the beginnings of it now, of the show. Maybe I stopped watching it after that. There's some shows that I think about and I wonder, like, was that just like a weird dream I had, or did that show exist? For some reason, Dave the Barbarian, I was just like, nah, I made that up in my head, right? But no, that was real. And I'm like, whoa. That was forever ago. I remember Brandy and Mr. Whiskers. I didn't think that was a fever dream. That was real.
Dave the Barbarian is a freaking acid trip.
Which is why I thought it was a dream.
Is that what I feel like, is that the show that I just looked it up. I remember it.
It was a Disney Channel show.
Mm-hmm.
Disney Channel had a lot of, like, different cartoons at one point. With
I forgot if
funny-
this is Disney Channel. Probably wasn't. George of the Jungle?
That was Disney.
That was a movie.
Well,
They
yeah.
made it a TV show, too.
But it was also a TV show.
Because, of course, they made it a TV show.
Jeez.
I remember the live action one because it had the guy who was in the movies. But what was his name again?
I've already forgotten.
I forgot to.
That was also Brendan Fraser.
Yeah,
That
that
guy.
guy. That guy. Do you
Yep.
guys remember the other movie Brandon Fraser was in where, like, he made a deal with the devil to get, like, 13 wishes?
No. I
Was-
do
had
not know
that-
about that.
It had that British chick that was hot for no reason as the devil.
No, I don't know about this movie.
What was it called? Bedeviled? I think it was Bedeviled.
Shoot, it might have been.
Yeah, because, yeah. It was Brandon Fraser with that hot British chick who was the devil, and she got 13 wishes, and they all went horribly wrong. Most of them were centered around a way to get this one girl that he looked from afar and always really liked to like him. And it all didn't work out, and, like, he's like, at his last wish, he's like, I don't want to wish for more wishes with you because they always go wrong. And she's like, it's part of the contract that you sign, you have to wish for something. And she just went all on his ass about it, and he goes like, I wish the woman I loved has a happy life, even if it doesn't involve me. And she just goes, yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty
I don't
then.
want to ruin too much of that ending for you, but, like, it was a pretty good movie.
Oh, let's see here. Honey Drop
There's a
says that.
Blue's Clue reboot?
There's a what?
Apparently.
I remember Blue's Clues. I used to love that as a little kid. Like, baby kid.
Yeah, apparently, Honey Drop the Unicorn saw Thundercats roar, and it is 1,000 times worse and less than 2 minutes long. Okay.
I wouldn't know
Oh,
anything
okay.
about it. I've never been really interested in Thundercats.
I liked the reboot, not the Roar nonsense, but there was a reboot of Thundercats that I actually really liked, and I was kind of sad that it tanked.
Yeah,
I
and Cartoon Network screwed those guys over. Big time.
Too bad.
I don't really understand superheroes and all that type of stuff in the first place. I don't know. I was never really too big on superheroes. I'm assuming Thundercats are superheroes and not villains.
Sort of?
Sort of.
Sort of?
Wasn't like superheroes as you know them, like with Marvel and DC.
Yeah, it's not like Marvel DC type. It honestly was more like more akin to something like anime kind of. It wasn't an anime because I think it was American made.
Yeah.
But it has a very anime feel to it.
It's like there are heroes, but it's more accurate to call them protagonists.
Yeah, like they're just sort of trying to defend the remnants of their kingdom type of thing.
You know, so it's just a job.
The main character is like the king or what have you. So there's that sort of, but he's not the king of a lot of people. That's the problem.
Heather Stretch.
Oh yeah, hold on. Let me just do this one.
Oof.
If we want an
Yeah,
acid
these
trip, we
puppies.
need to watch Brandon Fraser in Monkey Bone.
Oh, I remember
don't know
Monkey
what
Bone.
Yeah, what was Monkey Bone?
He was a cartoonist. It went into a coma in his own brain, and like he just spent months in a coma and dealt with a whole bunch of weird, insane, acid trippy stuff. And everyone on the outside was trying to wake him up. Well, at least his fiance, or well, he didn't get to propose to her, but she knew he was going to because he set up everything at their house for when they got back to propose to her. But so he finally gets out of the coma, but it's not him; it's his character Monkey Bone. And they have to like knock him out again so he can come back. It was a weird movie. I loved it as a kid. Looking back, I'm like, man, as a child, I should not have watched this.
Bucking Five's telling Sweetie to stretch too.
I don't need to
They never tell us to stretch. Joke's on them. I'm pacing back and forth. I don't need to.
Joke's on them, I can do the splits.
No one wants to see
Didn't you do that once when you were with Heather?
I make a point of doing it at any
Everyone's
chance
like,
that
oh,
I
have
get
you ever
around
seen him
Heather
do it? It's
because
like,
it
he
bothers
won't
her.
stop doing it.
It's like his go-to move for everything.
Though I do remember when Josh broke at his wedding.
It was, I'll accept it.
What happened to Josh's wedding? You cut out
When
for a
you
second.
when you did the splits while they were in the middle of saying their goodbyes, and Josh like basically was like Josh.exe has stopped working.
What
He made that face.
He did. He made the like
the hell's
The
wrong with
mean
you?
face, actually.
yeah, very much.
I said, whatever you do, don't split up, and then I dropped into a split.
I
I'm getting flashbacks to Amy.
Aww.
Stop! It's worse because it's a pun too.
Yeah. Yes, it was a pun on top
Brony.
of pain.
And then we were bowling the day before. We were bowling the day before, and somebody got a 7-10 split, and I went, "Did you say 7-10 split?"
Oh yeah. Which is funny because like Josh acted it when he saw you do it as funny, like he'd never seen you do it before. But I was like, I swear he did it earlier.
It's just new to him every time.
Yes.
He's like, are you serious?
Brony.
Again?
Brony. In advance, you're not invited to my wedding.
I'm gonna crash your wedding.
Damn it, Brandon, if you invite me to your wedding, I have to take him.
Then you're not invited.
Well, now I'm just hurt. You don't get a wedding present. I was inviting you to my wedding!
I'll train to do the splits before that day arrives.
Okay,
And then
so
I can
he's
then
gonna
I can
split us
turn it
first
on
before
Ronnie.
you can split him.
I ship it.
Alright. Sure.
I'm just gonna like crash your wedding, having someone lower me down on the pulley system.
And then as you're slowly getting lowered down, you're just
I'm
Getting
just in
lower.
your
the
legs
split.
just give out under you. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know.
Bucking Five says I should crash your wedding as Sombra.
Should you do that to anyone?
But can I
That's why I'm lucky I'm not getting married.
pants from a stretch?
Yes.
I
Yes,
imagine
that has
so.
happened.
When was the first time?
I was at school. I was in high school, and I was just like, "Hey, check this out," and dropped into a split because that was something that I used to do to troll people.
I mean, it sounds like you still do it.
Yeah,
Some things never get
and
old, I guess.
that is very true. So I just kind of dropped into the split, and I was wearing these boxers, and they couldn't.
I swear, if you rip any boxers that I buy you doing this,
I already did, Heather.
oh, I hate you so much.
I hope you didn't rip the kitty trunks.
If you rip those kitty
No.
trunks, we're over. We're so over.
I'm sorry. We'll have to find her new wife.
No, I didn't.
Brandon,
I
you
didn't
volunteer?
rip those.
Never rip those. Those are your only swim trunks.
Yeah.
Anyway, were you embarrassed, or did you just like take it in stride?
I was just like, oh, that's a thing that happened. I wasn't really concerned about it.
How unfortunate.
By the way, Silver's totally done for wearing the apron of Babscon, and I couldn't be happier.
Oh, it's for a good cause. It's for a good cause.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I'll wear it regardless. I'm like,
Murdoch
Gotta give
says,
him a nice
Ronnie Bucks? Nah.
I know,
Ronnie
I'm trying to,
Blitz.
it needs to be pink and frilly, but I'm like,
If you're interested in the one I have, you can take that if you want, because I can always order another one.
We-
I have tons of it.
well, I mean, I don't think he doesn't need to keep it. I could just like take it and then bring it back.
Well, yeah, for sure, do that.
Yeah.
Maybe iron it out. It's a little bit.
Fair.
I have tons of aprons. I won't mind if that goes.
And I'm thinking of like getting like stopping by my dad's house and grabbing like a set of pearls that I have.
If only his ears were pierced.
I should ask.
Are your ears pierced? Go to the mall. Go to Claire's. Get them done.
Alrighty then.
It's like I did have this rebellious phase.
Right?
But they
That's what
don't.
I'm hoping.
You know, the thing is, they don't stay closed because if you like keep them like. If you don't put anything in them, they will close up. So you gotta consistently.
It depends on person to person because I don't consistently wear earrings and yet mine are. I won't say fine. If I do like wear earrings again, I do have to be like, it's in there somewhere. Hold on. But
because I like wear earrings every day, and like I know
every day.
Every day. Do you not notice? Oh, because my hair's covered.
Well, it just seems too much.
Yeah, almost every day, except for it's like weekends I don't. But at work, I want something that goes with my outfit. I might forget some days, and days I forget, I feel my ear because like, for some reason I'll touch my ear and I'll be like, oh, I don't have an earring on today. Dang it! So I'm paranoid of my holes closing up because that's what did happen. I had to get my ears pierced twice because for years and years I wasn't wearing any in my high school. It's because like anything girly, I kind of went through a phase where I rejected it because my mom always wanted me to be very feminine.
I know that feels. That was most of my adolescence, really.
Yeah, so I didn't wear earrings and I didn't wear makeup, and I really didn't open up to those things till later in my life.
Yeah, I didn't start opening up to those things until college. But yeah, no, I actually go a while without wearing earrings and it's no problem. It used to be I'd make a point of wearing earrings once a week, but I don't even do that. And yeah, I mean, I have to be like, crud, I know the hole is in there somewhere. Like, I have to find it again, but they've never closed up on me. But I've known many people where that does happen, where the holes close up and they have to. Most people I know just sort of like, oh, well, I guess I'm never wearing earrings again in my life, you know.
They had My Little Pony earrings. I had to.
Hey, am I missing something? Why are there a couple messages in Russian?
I don't know.
It might be actually where the Russian. It's my nephew. He's been on Duolingo trying to learn Russian.
Sup, kiddo? Present your budget for this dream.
Here's the bunch. Where's the bunch? Where's the bunch?
There's the face.
Oh, the beautiful face. Beautiful face. A beautiful baby. Look at her and her majesty. Everybody bow down and worship like the Egyptians.
No, that is a demon.
Worship her.
No.
Worship.
It's like we don't deny the fact that she's a demon, but you gotta worship her anyway.
Gosh, the pictures he took of her were so beautiful.
That's not a demon. That's a queen.
She is. Well, no, she's Spade, so she's not a queen.
She's the queen. Queen of the Stables.
Yeah. She's like.
Yes, I looked that up, Old
She
Railroad.
breathes. She's a cat.
All cats are queens.
No, only the female and altered ones.
Hey, if a male cat wants to be a queen, he
A
can be
male cat is a tomcat.
he's a
He's a tomcat. Yes.
Jay Yoshi is asking if Knife has her chef outfit.
There are no kings. It's just tomcats and
If
kings.
I have a chef outfit,
Like for Knife, I don't know. Is that a what?
I don't have
I don't
a lot
understand.
of costumes for her. We have a Santa outfit. we have that harness that I put on her. I don't think I have much to put her in. Actually, I haven't done excessive with shopping for her.
I just did that one time around Christmas. I'm like, Lord help me. We got that sweater, which we will never have her wear again.
No, that looked
That
terrible.
yeah. Now it did not fit her right, and the poor thing.
Though for next year she should have a different sweater for a different picture. Are you happy?
I'm content.
That is the best you can
How much for the cat?
No,
Uh-uh.
she's not for sale.
How much for the cat?
No, this is mine. You can't have it.
I have a black cat named Meatball. You could take him.
I
It's
would
more.
like-
He's similar.
He pees everywhere.
Yeah. So I'd say it's a good trade-off.
No, she doesn't pee on anything. She just throws up every once in a while.
She also eats herself.
That too.
Yeah, that's
She's getting better.
Forgot about
maybe. No.
She is an auto cannibal.
Oh, I see. That was a setup to a pun. Clever. I couldn't even catch that. Nice. I feel like an idiot. I'm gonna go. I don't know.
Alright then. So we lost Brandon.
Oh, bye, Brandon.
I guess it's just you're all stuck with me now.
Okay, what does the chat say?
Let's see here. Old Railroad Crossing Production says 2 number 9s, a number 9 large, a number 6 with extra dip.
I love that meme. I don't know why.
It's a good meme.
Good meme. I liked it best when it was like Twilight doing it.
Oh yeah, by Ozone.
I want to watch that now.
We'll watch it after the stream.
Yay. That's
Well, we're at the bottom of the chat. How's your hat coming along?
yeah, we got like the center of the top done. It's gonna be a little bit before I have to be a full hat. Gonna have to make this really big and then close it down. Why do you lick? Ah, yeah, you licked me by accident. I'm used to it with my old cats. I'm not used to it with her, so when it happens, I'm like, whoa, you licked me. You never do that.
Oh, let's see here. Was it weird to put that collar and tag on knife?
Do you recall if it was like a real struggle or like...
Not really. It only was a little bit because she was still being very, like,
aloof.
yeah. And so it was really just merely a matter of, like, kitty, 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 gotcha! And, you know, once I had her, she didn't put up too much of a fight.
Yeah.
She was like, ah!
It wasn't one that was too difficult to put on either.
Yeah, it
Honey
wasn't
Doctor should
putting it
know.
on that was the issue. It was just actually grabbing the
I
cat.
believe we had one collar on her at first, but then we saw the Humane Society
Yeah.
have an orange one on them. If she gets outside, they'll know, oh, orange means it's an indoor cat that got out. And then we had to put the tag on her because it's adorable.
I'm back and I've got laundry. Who's gonna help me?
I'm not helping you. I already folded
Not I.
today.
Brony?
Sure, I'll help you because I'm a good
fold.
friend.
He'll put his face in your underwear.
Ew.
I mean, wait, what? I actually didn't catch that. What?
You don't want to catch it. You don't want to
It's probably better that you don't. Just let it be.
I ship it. That's really the.
Because I was gonna say, if
long
you're gonna
thing.
shove me my own laundry, it doesn't matter. It's clean. I don't care.
Okay.
It's not clean anymore.
Oh yeah, Brawny's presence taints everything. Forgot.
Yeah, that is true.
Everyone just look at the majesty that is knife. Look at it. Like just the profile. Oh yeah, like you get the whole thing. She's like, yes, I know I'm beautiful. God.
Did I miss any topic when I was getting laundry?
What are we talking
No,
about? We were
Honey
just
Drop
talking about
Unicorn should
knife.
know that we have a policy on asking the same question over and over again. And let's see here. Old Railroad Crossings Productions says, guy spends $4,000 of a statue of a hand giving the finger so he can give his whole town the middle finger.
That sounds like a Florida man.
That does.
It probably
Brawny.
is. What? It wasn't me this time.
This
You better
time.
not be spending money on that.
Although if I had so much money that I didn't know what to do with it, I probably would do that too.
Only in the case where we have so much money we don't know what to do with it. But even if it's in a case where I have a lot of money, I know what I want to do with it.
Yeah.
Like,
No, if
you
I
have to
had-
give me millions upon millions of dollars for me not to know what to do with it.
I would
No, if
give
I
most
had
of it away
if I had a
got
ton
it.
of money,
Yeah, I probably would because I have tons of nephews into these. So
There's so many rare records
like
that
before they
I
get 18.
so many rare records that I want. I'd probably buy all of them. There's one record I want. It's a test pressing of I don't remember which album. I think it's Out of Step by Minor Threat. It's $10,000. One day, it'll be mine. It'll be mine one day.
You could just download the MP3.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be fun. It's a test pressing. Those things are almost never on sale.
I don't know. I don't understand the appeal.
I'm a collector. I'd like to collect a lot of music in many formats. I have a lot of the same albums in CD, cassette, vinyl. And I want to invest in an 8-track soon, so I can get 8-track players, so I can get 8 tracks.
Interesting.
But yeah, there's a ton of stuff I want. Maybe you can get me one of them for my birthday.
Maybe. We'll see. Let's see here. Florida man broke into a Burger King and drank 25 gallons of frying oil. I have trouble believing that.
Why though?
Because he tried.
Okay.
The volume, Heather, it's impossible to drink that much of anything in less than in any reasonable amount of time. We'll say that.
I was gonna say maybe not in one sitting, but I don't know. I worked at a Burger King and there was a lot of crazy stuff. So maybe not 25 gallons, but maybe a couple of cups of oil.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Oh, I forgot to show. If anyone was curious, I did finish the elephant from last week. Got a little hat on.
Show us.
She is.
Oh yeah, they probably it's the stream isn't catching up with me.
Pay attention, Brian.
Buck and Five.
I can't see what's going on. The stream is like 30 seconds behind. Like, I'm listening to you guys in real time, but the stream is 30 seconds behind.
That's how it goes.
Sometimes that be how it be.
Buck and Five asks, do you two, I guess Heather and Sweetie, not us, believe in piggy banks for your change?
I do. I mean, I used to have the My Little Pony banks you get from Walmart, but since those are at my old house, I
You
have
would.
jars.
You would have a My Little Pony bank. You would.
Say that like
Fight
a bad
me,
thing.
Brandon. Believe
No.
me.
Not that it's a bad thing, it's just like, I knew it.
Believe in is an odd phrase. Like, I didn't know there was a moral choice having to do with piggy banks.
Oh, believe it. I mean, just think that saving money is good and probably is what they mean.
Well, yes. I had a Gringotts piggy bank back at my dad's place, but I didn't bring it over.
Did it just look like the bank, or?
It was supposed to be like Harry entering his own vault. So it was like, basically it had a door of Harry's vault and a whole bunch of gold around it.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I've always been the type of kid, though, that, like, yeah, from the 99-cent store, I would get plastic piggy banks to save a whole bunch of money and then go waste it on something. And in recent years, I still am the type that'll save whatever change I get, and I'll eventually, like, turn it into the bank and put in my savings. At least that's what I've always done. Like, one of my jars for, I guess, the swear jar is already full, and I'm waiting for this jar to get full. I used to have a lot more money saved, but it went somewhere.
Are any of us going to watch the Dr. Dolittle movie?
No,
No.
And
Mostly
why
because
not?
I don't really watch movies.
because Robert Downey Jr. sucks in any role that isn't Iron Man.
I really haven't seen
Okay.
the role.
I mean, that's kind of a bold thing to say considering the existence of Tropic Thunder.
I stick by it.
Alrighty
Like,
then.
Pare Henble.
Controversial.
Terrible, terrible Sherlock Holmes. Absolutely awful.
I didn't get to watch.
Oh, are we doing hot takes now? I've got some hot takes.
On what?
I prefer hot cakes. Can we have hot cakes instead?
You want to go get the hot cakes?
Hot-
Because I'm
hot-
not buying
hot
any
cakes.
hot cakes.
Hot cakes, dude, is because I'm seeing Burger King and everything. Isn't that an item at either Burger King or McDonald's?
I think
Hotcakes.
isn't hotcakes another way to say pancakes?
Yes.
Yeah,
So potentially.
I mean,
kind of the point of the
places-
joke.
I can feel
Oh,
that breath on my
goodness.
hand.
Let's see here. Yoshi says, I used to have a Triceratops piggy bank
That's
Aw.
cool.
when I was little.
Oh, I did have. I remember one piggy bank. I never actually put change in it, but I had to buy it. It was one. I saw it. We went into a bookstore, and I saw it, and I'm like, I have to buy it because it was a statue of the Virgin Mary, but in pink sequins. And it was so
Oh my God.
blasphemous, I had to buy it. And then, like, as I was reaching for it, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a piggy bank on top of everything else.
You know what's another kind
Oh,
of
that's nasty.
It was awesome.
You know what's a piggy banks I had when I was little. My mom got them, and we eventually got rid of them because they kept breaking because we used them as toys. Were of all the Disney princesses. Like we had Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella. I think we had Belle, and those were what I remember. But then we'd play with them and then break them.
Silver says his ears are not pierced.
Get some clip-on earrings.
I'm gonna let him know.
Right. Good. Get clip-on.
Clip-on earrings it is.
Let's see, what else have we got going on here?
I see Shady Oaks mentioning Impossible Burgers.
I've heard those aren't really all that good for you.
I don't imagine they are.
Oh yeah, the ones that are made out of vegetables.
Well, the funny thing is, most of the fast food industry, the meat that they use a lot of the time is very heavily vegetable based because meats are expensive. So it's probably really just the same crap. They're just trying to pretend that it's something different.
So and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
None of it matters, people.
Hmm. Yep, I am inclined to agree.
The food service industry in general is pretty garbage. So,
Oh well.
They're trying to find all the loopholes in the FDA's regulations.
Nothing new.
Buckin5 has a hot take of his own, saying that he didn't enjoy Witcher 3 or Red Dead 2.
I have no opinions on those since I didn't get to play.
I played the first Red Dead Redemption, and I liked that one. But I've heard kind of good things about the second one. Just too bad I don't have $60 and a better computer.
Oh yeah, graphic heavy games are not going to do it for
My,
us.
I mean, my laptop can run a good amount of games actually, so I could probably run Red Dead 2, but nah.
Oh, mine certainly couldn't.
Old Railroad says, I did have a mailbox piggy bank up until today. What happened to it? And Buckin5 says, would you try Apple Jack Daniels if it was real? Well, here's a follow-up question for you there, Buckin. What's the difference?
Yeah, is it just Jack Daniels, or is there like an apple flavoring going on? Because then maybe. Jack Daniels, I've
And
tried
if it's
before.
Jack
if it's
Daniels is
apple
great.
if it's
Don't
apple
tell
flavored, it
my
probably
sister
already
she's from
exists.
Tennessee,
I remember the first time I had Jack Daniels. Actually, yeah, my lips weren't virgin before my. No, wait, they were. Maybe this was after my 21st. No, because she wasn't 21 yet. I had alcohol before I was 21 a little bit once because, and it was very, listen, I won't say what friend did this. I had a friend at the time who did that thing where you pay a homeless man to get you alcohol.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, and she got Jack Daniels, and I was drinking, what was it? I was drinking a Sobe. You know those drinks?
Yes.
And I
Oh
was
yeah,
having
those
one.
are good.
Yeah, it was really
Oh,
good.
I love Sobe.
I had the strawberry kiwi one, and she was like, "Here, just mix it in your drink. It tastes fine." And I drank it, and I was like, "This is disgusting."
That would be nasty. No.
Yeah. She was doing a lot of weird stuff.
I mean, I've had, like, Jack and Coke is okay, but that's only, like, That's the only form I can really drink Jack Daniels because I'm sorry, it's a terrible whiskey. Of all the whiskey brands out there, it's like saying McDonald's is a great hamburger. Like, when you know there are restaurant quality hamburgers out there, you're just like, no, it's not. It barely qualifies as one, it's that type of thing. Like, I'll drink a Jack and Coke. I remember one time going to a bar and, like, ordering a Jack and Coke, and they're like, oh, I'm sorry, we don't have Jack Daniels. We have this other brand of whiskey. I'm like, that is not a bad thing, my dear. It's like, also, we have Pepsi. Whatever, I just want soda and whiskey, okay?
They're real different.
Pepsi is bad.
Yeah, freaking Pepsi and Coke are stupid.
They're basically the same thing.
I mean, Coke is also bad, but it's not as bad as Pepsi.
Have your hot take, Brandon.
What?
You can go ahead and have that hot take.
I will. While I'm at it, I'm gonna say that we should pour all of Dr. Pepper's supplies into the ocean.
What?
It would probably kill a ton of fish.
It would
but
kill a ton of fish. I like Dr. Pepper.
but Dr. Pepper is also hot garbage, so.
I like Dr. Pepper.
Basically, all sodas are hot garbage for you, but whatever.
Oh yeah, it's not good for you. That's the funny thing is like, oh, you want a diet soda? And I'm like, if I'm drinking soda, I'm not on a diet.
That's exactly.
Oh, by the way, the only way to ensure that you're actually getting diet soda is to get it yourself. When I worked at Burger King, there have been so many times we'd run out of syrup for the diet soda.
Oh,
Someone
yeah.
would want it, and then my manager would be like, "Oh, give them regular Coke." I'm like, "That's terrible."
They'll know the difference. My sisters will know the difference.
They do know the
Okay,
difference.
Yeah.
The customers I dealt with could tell the difference immediately.
Yeah, because one's better than the other.
Old Railroad Crossings says, I threw chick hicks from cars at it as a joke and it broke.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know who Chick Hicks is, but
Oh,
the
that's a
visual
character from
fun.
Cars.
No, I figured that, but like, the visual is just funny. I'm gonna look up Chick Hicks. I feel like that would put. I feel like in any other context it would put me on a list.
He was an
But no.
antagonist in the first Cars movie, and he came back in the third Cars movie as a talk show host.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he was the worst. Don't ask me why I know so much about the Cars movies.
Because you have nephews.
Yes. Actually, why did I watch Cars 3? Was I moved? No, wait. Cars 3 was forever ago.
I've only seen, like, so long ago. I've seen the first Cars. Didn't enjoy it, and I think they have like 10,000 of them now.
They have 3. They have 3 Cars movies, and they have these shorts that were called Mater's Tall Tales.
I was gonna say they
And I've
must
seen
have
all
a
of
ton
it.
of spin-offs.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why. Cars is the worst of the Pixar
It is the worst of the Pixar films, but guess what? It's about racing cars. When you were a kid, was not Hot Wheels one of the biggest toys for little boys? Imagine
Yeah,
having Hot Wheels, but as a Pixar movie.
Yeah, I had
And
Hot
having
Wheels.
all of those, not only having the whole race car motif that you enjoyed with Hot Wheels, but also having characters that could talk and interact with each other.
Oh yeah, it's
So it's sold really well with all the little boys in the world. I will fully admit when Cars came out, it was the weakest of the Pixar franchise. But that's not saying much. It was still a passable film.
Exactly.
It was weakest for Pixar. But Pixar's always been a huge powerhouse, so it's still a passable film.
There's a guy watching YouTube. He's called Shafrilla Productions. He's like a film critic, and he mostly reviews DreamWorks and Pixar movies. And he has a video on Cars. I think you'd actually be interested in it. It's called. Here it is. Why Cars is a conceptually bad franchise.
What is it
I'll
conceptually bad?
just put it here, and
I
then
think
yeah.
it's conceptually brilliant. You take something that's very simple, and you're like, well, let's market the crap out of it, and they did.
And then
What's
you
wrong
ruin
with
it
the
with
hate
Owen
about?
Wilson.
Yeah. What's wrong with Owen Wilson?
And then,
But-
freaking, I will say, as a person with children in their life, like nephews, and I think you can appreciate this too, is when a film is clearly more garnered for them, but you can still, like, stand the movie.
You can
Because
still
there's
stand it. Yeah.
There's tons of movies that kids, like my nephews, would watch, and I'd have to watch this with them, and I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
I can't take this. But Cars was one of the movies where, like, okay, I can sort
I
of
can
be okay with
actually
this.
stand to have it on the television. Yeah.
And that's like the thing where, like, it's like, you consider Cars a good kids movie. I'm like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's a
I
good kids movie.
I can
yeah.
I can stand it. I can stand it. Will I watch it on my own? I never have, and I don't think I will.
I mean, I have because it was a Pixar film, and I'm like, ooh, a new Pixar film. And I walked out, I'm like, well, that was toddler pander, but okay, you know. I'm like, yeah, it's easily something you can't watch. That's sort of like when
It's
when
like
I
Trolls.
watched Trolls.
Trolls I can stand to watch, and my nephews loved it.
That's fair. Trolls. I did end up watching it. I feel like I was born on Netflix one day, and I'm like, you know what? This isn't as bad as I was afraid it was gonna be. So
Exactly.
it's all right.
Who didn't love those toys growing up?
Oh, I love the Trolls. Like, I'm actually surprised you remember them.
They gave them out, for some reason they gave them as prizes at school, and I got this really cute troll that had pink hair and was a waitress and carried like a little soda that was an ice cream sundae, and I liked that troll. I don't know what happened to it. It was great though.
But yeah, so when my nephew was really young, we'd watch TV for him. When he was really, really young, you know, we'd watch things that were like blue, and stuff like that, where I wanted to shoot the television. Eventually, he got a little bit older, and we started watching actual programs, and you know, there are things like Bubba Guppies, where I still wanted to shoot the gosh darn television. But then there are things like Paw Patrol. It was actually halfway possible to watch with your 3-year-old. You know, it was like, you know what? I think my brother-in-law put it best. Like, Paw Patrol is that show that you keep on even after you put the kid down for nap time because you want to know if they say the normals. You know, it's you know, they're even though no, it's not like fantastic for adults. If it's like half decent, you can watch it with your kid, and that's all it really needs to do. I know a lot of internet, you know, oh, it needs to be, you know, great for everyone, and it's great if it is. If it's something that you can enjoy and you're old, that's fantastic. But at the end of the day, we're not the target audience.
You know, there was funny. My nephews actually opened my eyes to a couple of things. Like, I wouldn't have liked a lot of Transformers stuff if it wouldn't have been for them. Like, you know, Beast Wars I was talking about earlier. I didn't seek that out on my own to watch it. My nephews were watching it. I'm like, oh my gosh, the animation on this looks horrible. What the hell are they watching? And I saw what they were watching, and then I started watching on my own because I'm like, this is actually good. I like this.
To be fair, I think that's how I got into Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh yeah, your nephew was watching it, and you were just
It
like,
was my cousin. It was my younger cousin. He was watching it. Yeah, I was like, ooh, what's this? Yeah, I was like, this looks nice. I like this. What's this?
You watching? Are you watching Avatar?
Yeah, I was like, what are we watching? What's that? What are we watching here, Chris? He's like, oh, it's called Avatar. Oh.
Alright guys, we got about 3 minutes left, a little less.
Oh shoot, you're right. You're right. I have not been keeping track of time. Any last minute comments, questions, topics, or concerns, bring them up now. Forever hold your sounds. Till the next stream. Hurry.
Quickly.
We've made a bit of progress. This is gonna take a little bit longer, but that's fine. Her birthday's not till the 21st. So we got time. Everything's cool. Are you getting tired over there?
Yeah, they're Darth Vader.
He's trying to.
No, I took a deep breath.
Kinky.
I got some
Heavy.
heartburn.
Daddy.
Oh my god!
He's got
No, I got some heartburn. I just took a break.
Oh yeah, sure.
Uh-huh.
Look, Bronny, it's okay. I've got asthma. I have my.
Oh, we actually have a minute left, people. A minute. It went quiet all of a sudden. You guys are okay?
Sing a song that lasts exactly a minute. Go. It's not even a minute now, but go.
God, what lasts a minute?
I don't know.
Oh,
The
I
sky
saw you
is
saw
blue
sitting on a
and
seesaw.
all the trees are green. The sky's as warm as a baked potato. I think I know precisely what I mean when I say it's Ashblood Doinkle Day. as I ride with my girl. She's my best friend in the whole world. We
I hate this song.
Held
I don't know
on
what the song says.
high, with eyes full of hope as we gaze into the sky is blue and all the trees are green. My heart's as full as a baked potato. I think I know precisely what I mean when I say it's a she-ho, my spedroinkali day. Clap for
Alrighty
me.
then.
And with that,
The
I believe
stream is over. Everyone go home and get out.
get out of my house.
Yeah, what are you guys doing here? Get out.
Wait,
So I enjoyed this
what?
stream. We made some crochet progress. Sweetie, say goodbye to the guests.
Goodbye to the guests.
And you too, Brandon, Bronny.
Hey,
That's hello. That's not goodbye, you dingus.
well, regardless, I hope you all have a good day.
Sally, let's get out of here.
All right. Goodbye.